It's hard to tell. Maybe now we're gonna you got your wish granted. We did get to see the overpass, and maybe it's gonna be nuke right now, because that could definitely be a thing from Arctic right here, if they really want to like go for something completely different. Then nuke is theoretically their best map, but
Mm.
probably UX will also know about that. But then they will also ban out cash. Overpass UX will not want to play, so it might go down to a map that actually is bad for both of the teams, and then it
Yeah,
will be
no,
just about who's worse on it.
it sounds harsh, but this is where you have to put in sacrifices, or where you really got to see how you're approaching this in the map, because it is a best of one. You have no further chances, especially after this, when you have no further chances. And both teams try to go to Hamburg. Both teams try to go to that land file and to be one of those top 4 squads.
Yeah, so that's gonna be intriguing to see, definitely. If once again Arctic just gets smacked by UX, but I don't feel like it's only because of the map. I don't feel like only because Cash was picked by UX they were so outstandingly good against Arctic. There has to be more to that actually. I mean, after all, I don't know if we saw any outstanding situations with the use of like map features. They were not counter boosting or something like that. They were using the boost on A as the CTs. We had Golden Brian right there, but that's not not UX actually doing something outstandingly good, because everybody uses that boost. It was more about Arctic completely not seeing through that. So I feel like it was more about Arctic not being able to play cash rather than UX being so good on it.
Yeah, that is also one option. But we have to see, not only that Arctic is just a very easy enemy. It's pretty much like we have to see it. We have against Playing Ducks, it was easy. On Cash, it was easy. And I just have the feeling we're going to see it more and more just in the upcoming one. We're just waiting on Arctic right now. We're just waiting on the map picks. And once those are done, we should be good to go. We should be good to see another one happening very, very soon. 2 more to go. So till late in the night, you'll have some great action here at ELC. I don't know about your time zone, but everything here is Central European time, and it's getting late. I mean, you see the sun perfectly going down, finally getting out of my face. Very, very thankful for that, because it's horrible when this goddamn sun always gets into your head. But anyway, what is more likely interesting to see is how the map pick will choose. We already talked about that, but how UX will play right now once more against an enemy they pretty much decimated entirely.
Well, you know, when we're going into this match, UX against Arctic, it's just hard not to think about what's already happened. We're seeing that very one-sided outcome in favor of UX Gaming right there, and Arctic actually losing against Playing Ducks and losing against UX. Already lost 2 matches in this competition that they were miraculously brought back, so they get that 3rd chance, the 3rd life, and I guess 3rd time's the charm. So maybe now it's actually going to work out for them. But yeah. But other than that, it's real tough to think differently about it. I mean, it's a repeated match that should not exactly be happening, but then sometimes I feel it's like a cliche situation in CSGO tournaments. I've been in situations like these like 2 or 3 times, where because of some problems in the tournament, because of some team just not being able to play because they had a scheduled different match in a different league or something like that, because of some team being disqualified, like right here with Pugstars. Whenever another team that was already knocked out got that miraculous chance, I feel like it was always unfair to the team that has to face off against them, and they always lost that match.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's also not explainable to me, but I have that same kind of feeling. We're going to find out very soon. The classic knife round determines. I don't know how the Germans feel about it. Like, I don't know how the Germans will be like, yeah, I'll play against them easily. Or if they also are just exhausted, if they're not into it anymore. We're going to find out. We're going to find out very soon. Playing Ducks humiliated them, and I think every team who will play against Playing Ducks will go into that with a lot of respect. Whoever we'll see in the final, a lot of respect of the Group B decider.
Mirage, theoretically, possibly, with some fan showing up in the chat saying that it's one of the best maps for UX, if not the best. Mirage and Cash, then doesn't that make them the aimers, the pug stars?
Yeah, oh, there we go. Yeah, I mean, the Germans have not shown us such a great performance. I mean, when we go into our last matches we have seen so far from them, we can see UX in total not coming out with any super great scoreline. I mean, UX against RCTIC, yes, that was quite alright. They brought us a good positive scoreline. Adria, especially, were 23-10. But in general, no one really overperforming, right? No one really coming up and saying, hey, I'm carrying through the entire team.
Alrighty, singular people that we might be able to point out right there on UX, as I mentioned, the Opper, possibly being the guy that is a little bit of a highlight, but he's not really been able to do anything on. Oh,
okay.
So that's the first idea that I've come up with right here, if I'm not mistaken, that RCTIC might be willing to play Mirage because that's where UX are having trouble against Pugstars. But with people saying that Mirage is an extremely good map for UX right now, they might not even have that info. Not yet.
But I mean, what means trouble, right? 16-12 is no big trouble. Like, you really got nearly into it. You nearly made it possible for your team, and it was close. It was definitely very close. So we're going to see how this will work out. Knife round will start very soon, with both teams preparing how this will go. And still, I'm sticking to my German prediction. I still stick to UX taking down RCTIC in this one.
Now that you say it, it actually makes me... Okay, 16-7, all right. And now that you say it, it actually makes me analyze everything through again. And now that I think of what the match against Pugstars has looked like, indeed, many of these situations, it was 16-12, so like 4 rounds away from victory for UX, and many of these rounds that they lost were like extremely good personal performances all over Pugstars. It was either Axeline clutching it with the AWP, or it was Dexon going for some amazing deagle shots, or with the AK-47 in the very beginning of the match. So yeah, that's true. They were definitely not so far away, and without like triple or quad kills that don't happen so often for their enemies, it would be possible to close it out. So here against RCTIC, it might actually be pretty easy. So I might even go ahead and call out an even more one-sided scoreline than a 16-7.
And I mean, RCTIC, those guys are not just insane. They're not insane aimers. I mean, there's not one guy with insane individual skill who just comes up and says, hey, how are you doing? Pom pom, you're taken down. This is not how it works. And I mean, in general, when we take a look at the scoreboard, I'll do it right now, is Jetto always showing a great performance in general. That is one of the newer members. But in general, I mean, I don't see a consistent pattern of performance in any of those players. So I will stick to the Germans taking this home.
I would say that maybe Yona is like the most consistent guy out of them, I think. Yeah, like we had a lot of situations from Yalu, but this guy also could have been pretty bad at some other situations. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's just one of those matches where you have this kind of feeling that you say, why do I gotta do this again? Is that really necessary? It's pretty much failing the driver license and having to do it again and realizing how bad you are at driving. You just have to do it over and over, and once more you do something really dumb and I gotta do it again.
No, I wouldn't say that, because they like passed the driver license test already, and then they have to do it again. It's not about like losing faith, but it's more about it being redundant, maybe slightly boring to them or something like that, where they don't want to really waste their energy anymore on that, what they'd already done.
Yeah, I see where the idea is coming from, but only one more is missing on to Arctic. Otherwise, we're going to the knife round in just a bit. So, and let's take a look how this will go. Let's take a look how we will see it. Arctic doing their warm-up. One more is missing, and that is Junior Aloe. We're good to go. We're in the knife round. We're ready to be set for our second last match.
Yep, that's completely true. And Arctic, they for me, they should be the ones to win this knife rounds if they actually want to feel some comfort in this match. Otherwise, UX, if they get a perfect setup going for themselves, it's really going to be tough to take them down if there is to be any chance for Arctic overall. But I don't know, it's hard for me to spit these words because I still think that Arctic is quite a good lineup. So I don't understand why it should be so one-sided in favor of the German team. I mean, you could see how they've done against Playing Ducks, and Arctic is not so bad, come on. So there we go. The knife round is over, and Arctic do not get the chance to actually taste the CT side at first. They're going to start on the T side. They lost the knife round. Golden Brian with an HE and a defuse kit, using the HE, himself having no Kevlar. And you know how these grenades hit against people that do not have the armor. Now, on the other side, though, these grenades are not present. It's just going to be about the smoke and 2 flashbangs. And Arctic do want to take bomb site A. Going to set themselves up with these smokes right here. And I believe that it might be a mid to A kind of setup. Or maybe it's just a little bit of a fake. But it would be a little bit surprising. However, that smoke towards the connector might also mean that they just want to get a free passage through short towards B. Yeah. Let's see.
It looks like that, and it seems to work out so far, because they're going to meet Nevis in a second. He has no armor. Now it's just about him. He's retreating so horribly. That flame was not the right decision, and now it is about that one apartments player. Now it is only about NKY to make some pressure, but the players are not coming through kitchen. Jalu can't really make it possible in this one, and NKY thinks twice about doing so. He thinks really much, and where's the awareness from UX? But there comes Golden, he takes one. Oh no, the frags are happening in the kitchen, and NKY can assist his teammate who pulls. He's not pulling through the defuse. It could have been possible right now. And there we go.
Yeah, it could have been possible, but it's going to be possible and a little bit easier when they kill everybody off. And wow, that's a quad kill for Tori. This guy is just relentless, and we skipped him talking about like the highlight players for Arctic. Like you've got Yona being quite consistent, and Yalu sometimes doing well, sometimes not. But about Tori, I feel like his story has been a little bit weird, because when he's doing fine, he's doing amazing. Yeah. And when he's not doing anything, it's not that he's playing bad. He's just completely invisible. So when he's got a good idea, he's gonna get a double or triple kill for his team. Otherwise, he's not wasting any opportunities. He's just like, as I said, invisible. It's hard for me to put it in different words. It's just he's just not doing much. I see what you mean.
He's just not really active in participation. Not doing horrible plays, not doing good plays. Just existent on the map, but no key role. Anyway, first round went on the board for UX. They got a seriously good buy. 2 kits especially onto Golden and Sinks. And there comes the first one for Sinks. And now the players, they try to make any way for connector. Jonah stays there. Nevis finds him though. And now it's just about damage control right here for the CTs. Not let yourself get taken down. And Jalu. Oh, he finds one.
Okay, that's going to be 2-0 in favor of UX. So struggling a tiny bit. I mean, losing 3 people, that isn't too solid. So when you're facing up against these pistols, and Arctic are going to have a full buy. 5 kills already on Tori. It's going to be a double kill right there for Alu. Or Yalu, rather, excuse me. And it's definitely going to get a lot more interesting when finally both the teams get their AWPs, because how important Yona is to the lineup of Arctic Esports, and because how Breg has done last time they played against Arctic. But it still, nevertheless, is an extremely important round with the AKs here that we get to see.
Yeah,
and
but if
Enforce
that,
on the other side.
of course, but if that shutdown once more happens right now, it could just go fully out of hand, and once more totally be one of the problematic scenarios we're going to see. But let's find out if that is the case. I mean, it could be just going worse right now for those guys from RCTIC, but they also need to show how good they are. They also need to show what they can do with those AKs, as the majority get pretty much nothing except that rifle on the board. Make it work and make it quick, but they still have 60 seconds. Oh no, oh no, Sing's getting a great double, hides himself perfectly. Gets taken down though, but 40 seconds are still left onto the RCTIC side. The possibilities are existent, but the aggression...
Oh, close!
Yeah, close.
So close to Breg's head. This could have been an extremely successful wallbang, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Saga actually having to waste that incendiary, and they still lose a lot of HP to this guy. Yona realizes somebody might be coming in from behind, though. Is it enough? The realization. Don't think so. The bomb didn't get planted, and with Nevis starting to shoot, with Saga dying, Yona also had to take a look behind him, and that's when the other guy from the Rams has come. I feel like it was a little bit unlucky in this round for RCTIC, because that wallbang could have been at least a dink, which would have reassured them a little bit, would have possibly relieved them a little bit, but that didn't happen, and the guy coming in from behind and also kind of split their focus, and they were too low on health, so yeah, everything just backfired. Now they're going to be playing with pistols to the rifles. First round with rifles, not so bad, I have to say, but definitely not as good as it could have been.
Yeah, it could have been way better. I fully agree on that, but RCTIC will just try to get anything out of this round. The aggression won't really help them the slightest bit, as we see no armor is on everyone except Jonah. And that RCTIC lineup seriously considers to go for that B side. It's a little bit difficult because it's a very narrow way they have to get through. But once they really achieve their way to get through the side, that could work out. NK gets one, goes for another, second. Not finding a third, though, as the pistols are just raining through at this point in time. 4 more from UX can hold them off, but it's time for RCTIC to make some work with that free AK they just gotten themselves.
Not even only the AK, they have some deagles out there, and these could once again do the job. I mean, Sastis with one, but Tori also had another, and I feel like throwing it over to Yona could be a good idea. I mean, he's playing with a P250 only at the moment. Let's see. Okay, Nevis, so there goes your free AK I were talking about, and there goes the deagle I was talking about. So somehow, the deagles are much more important than the rifle, and they might have 2 rifles combined right now, because there was an AK that they had out right there, and now an M4 was also dropped, but somehow they just pick up the MP9, which is the worst that could happen to them. I feel like Yona has spotted out Sinks out there, but he's gonna go for the kill on Golden Brian, back to 1-1, and he's still playing with just a P250, but he's got a smoke, that's very convenient, but he's gonna go into the side. Sinks also residing. He's not gonna go over and spot out Yona with his back turned towards him. Oh, the knife picked out by Yona. He just wants to play with the mobility around that pillar, and he is gonna shoulder bait a little bit of shots. Time,
but he makes it.
He has a defuse kit. He has a defuse kit.
Does
yeah,
he?
He's gonna make it.
Yeah, he's gonna make it. Milliseconds though, and that was once more for some reason. I mean, RCTIC get taken down when they have a full AK buy, but nearly make anything happening when they just have deagles and one guy with armor. That is strange.
I feel like it's such a wasted opportunity right there, because Sinks was seen. They saw him walking into the bomb site from that short, but they wanted to take care of the Golden Brian a little bit earlier. But I feel like if that was what was happening in the kitchen, then the other guy could have just stayed put in the bomb site and waited for the support from the kitchen.
Yeah. That is exactly how RCTIC made their way into this, but now it's another round, and now it's another chance to finally pick up something. They got that entry frag onto Golden, taking a lot of... And the bomb plant right now, but here comes Brack with one, and Brack with another, securing 2 frags. And now it's going to be that retake that needs to work out. And
oh man,
look,
just take a look
where
at
Jonah
where
is.
Yona is.
Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
That's way too far from the bomb site. But Sinks is also down to 9 HP. Nevis is going to be making a lot of noise. He drops down and they know about it. Oh, an accidental kill a little bit on that Sinks because he was not defusing out there. He just wanted to run away, but he still got killed through the smoke. And Nevis also goes down. Reg is not going to be able to pull off a quad kill and a bomb defuse, especially without a death kit. So that's the first round for Arctic Esports right here. And I feel like on the last one, they were really close when they were playing with pistols. Even when they lost the pistol round, in the second, they got a lot of damage delivered on towards UX. On the full buy, they also left 2 people alive. So these guys are very close on every single round that they play here.
Yeah, this is also really problematic because what we have seen from Arctic is they're getting a lot of frags, right? And those frags made it possible that the CTs couldn't build up a decent economy. We're experiencing it right now. Brack is one with an op. Navis is the one with the UMP, but the rest, they have to play pistols. And that is far away from advantageous.
Yeah. Well, UX... I smell some trouble right here. So I had that feeling that Mirage could be the right shot for Arctic Esports. This far, surely looking positive. We don't know yet if they're going to be able to get the advantage or something, but these rounds, all of them look good.
Oh,
what a
God.
shot from him there. Now, of course, you caught a glimpse of Nevis right there, and he uses his possibilities every single time. That's a leg shot on Breg. They also kill NKY at the same time. So here we go. Tastis with the bomb plants, and at the same time, they're losing some people on bomb site A for some reason. A little bit unnecessarily. With a USP, there's a kill for Golden Brian, an AK picked up, some free weaponry for UX Gaming, and if they stop Arctic in the following round, so us seeing 2 to 4, and then UX starting to rule again, it's not going to be a bad thing for the German team for sure. But if Arctic actually get going now, as I said, Mirage might be the thing.
Yeah, Mirage might be really the thing, because they're getting themselves a second, still UX saving a good amount of stuff. I mean, 2 players with these very, very decent rifles. But now it just comes up with the next round. Let's take a look right here. Not really good, but Sings could buy, Brack and Golden could drop something. We're going to see what kind of equipment UX is going to come up with.
Well then, an AK, an AWP, and 3 Deagles. But that AK that was given over to them in the previous round, that's not too convincing for me, if we're talking about Arctic Esports. But bomb side B is completely clean right here, and only Nevis is going to be here, but he's going to get put down real quickly. Then another guy with the Deagle shows up, and just compare these Deagles to what we have seen this far today. Arctic Esports, they were nearly able to win a round with a triple or even a quad kill right there from one of their players, while UX are not really able to do anything with them.
Let's see how Jello and the rest are trying to do this. Look, they're already there's a lot of control. Sings is coming in, gets himself a free AK, and now it's time to evacuate a rifle just for free, and maybe another one. Nope. That is Saga taking him down. So at least damage control happening from the Finnish site. And the rest of UX just stay somewhere hidden to keep their equipment, especially Brack.
Hmm. 4-3. Interesting of a scoreline for now, with UX struggling here and there with some economy as theirs. Now getting another full buy going, but this is going to be the breaking point, I feel like, for Arctic Esports. If they can win this round, then UX will have to start worrying about this game. If not, then everything is still going to be on the right tracks, pretty much.
As you're saying it, that could just backfire for UX, especially... Now it's just time to make some work with those rifles. And Sings, he takes it really aggressively, pushes for the smoke, does not know what will await him after. Takes himself into the flames, finds that one as well. Max Spam not awaiting this, and this is looking right now so good for UX Gaming. Securing the 5-3 does not really hurt the economy of Arctic majorly, because there comes also Nevis from behind. But they can afford one more buy at least. But afterwards, it gets complicated.
So, Yeah, UX can be perfectly fine with the scoreline that they are seeing right now because sometimes you can make a little bit of a hiccup. But if you're able to completely clean sweep a full buy round like this, then you're on a good way to securing at least a comfortable scoreline out of the first half. And who knows, maybe we're once again going to get an amazing one. But it's just interesting how that story goes, because RCTIC just got demolished by UX Gaming, with UX completely not leaving them any space for breathing, really. While Playing Ducks demolished UX Gaming all the same, and now UX are about to get another one-sided match. If it actually continues like that, that would be real weird for me to watch. So hopefully RCTIC are gonna put up a little bit more of a fight.
Yeah, let's see if that will happen. The Finnish fans are definitely awaiting this, but UX once more showed that they're capable of doing a good job. Bragg takes down McSpam. I'm not quite sure if he even saw him for that smoke, but in the end it worked out for that German opera. And all that Finnish squad collect themselves and are scattered around in front of B. Jonah stays as the only one in the B apartments, retreats in the end. And that will be approach onto the A side, and I'm quite sure somebody reads that from the UX Gaming team.
Break. That's pretty low right there. That could be an AWP donated over to Yona, and everything could completely change, but that is a very highly unlikely of a scenario. Incendiary is also cutting RCTIC off for a little bit longer. 20 seconds remaining on the clock, and these guys are still not even making their way into the bomb site. Finally running in. Sinks is going to be blinded by the flashbang, so that helps Yona get that kill. But you still have 2 more people in the CT spawn, and that could be enough to take down the bomber. Or not. They're aiming at the wrong places, and the HE nukes down Bragg. Nevis is finally going to find some reply, but then NKY trying to support and coming into the connector is demolished by Yona. He's down to 12 HP, by the way, so he could be an easy victim, but that's not happening since he's already falling back. And Nevis, he cannot waste so much time on Yona. He has to go into the bomb site to try and retake it. Does it the right way. Just use the HE to close this case out. But then there are 2 more cases, Sastis and Yalu. And the bomb plant is straight for them.
Oh,
so okay. Able to beat down the first one. No, the other is in the same place.
Okay.
And the time would be a little bit too little if Nevis was to kill him.
It was close. It was a nice try. It hurts those guys from RCTIC enough, but no real security UX could get out of this round. So let's see if that will happen right now. As we see, the buy is quite alright. I mean, Bragg has no money. Double op setup could work out though, and I mean a double op setup on a CT side like this might be very, very helpful.
So 2 AWPs that you mentioned right now, but they don't even need them. 6! A triple kill with a FAMAS! He was just standing around the smoke. How can RCTIC get tricked by that so easily? Golden Brian up against Sastis, who's down to 19. A single shot is going to be able to get rid of him, but he doesn't even actually hit it. A little bit unlucky for himself. That's going to extend this round in time, but I don't think it changes the outcome. Yoda once again through that connector. Earlier on, it's brought them so much success, but do you expect the same thing to happen again?
Yeah, but what bothers me is this back and forth. That is what always annoys me so much. When teams are going back and forth instead of really having a consecutive win and lose streak. Quite unusual because that A side worked out well. And the last one for RCTIC, but let's take a look. Nevis, not realizing that one, a free frag for Sadis. And now it's just about staying alive and taking that AK into the next round. Because take a look at the money from RCTIC. Take a look at what kind of buy they will be having. Oh, okay. That is nasty. That is just pure nastiness. And it's 2 more he needs to get. Will that happen, though?
Okay. Bomb plant. And Sastis was down to 19 from so long ago. But he gets that bomb down, and still, the CTs are taking a little bit of time. That always makes that risk a little bit bigger, but Bragg knew exactly where to look for this guy. So just imagine Sastis finding that kill. He still had a full set of grenades. There was some chance to still do a little bit more.
his positioning was just not very advantageous. Going somewhere into Palace would be kind of helpful, but that plant is something. I mean, we see right now Satis can get something happening, and the rest of the team can at least buy a P250 or so. Let's see what will happen. Yeah, Satis gets some utility. Jonah as well has a smoke, puts that into middle, and the control is happening.
So Brig has that op ready, and the enemies in the middle are forming up a little bit of a tower with the Deagles once again. They can lay down the law. RCTIC, we're already so close with one round with these Deags. Why not seal the deal this time?
Yeah, why not seal the deal this time? And I mean, RCTIC is an easy target. RCTIC is a really, really easy target, and UX should be able to get it something up to 9. Let's see what will happen. Sings gets 1. Oh, yeah. There we go. 4 versus 4, and the pistol still being quite lethal in this moment of time. NK's positioning doesn't... Not really NK's positioning, you know, he tries to get out of the choke point as soon as he's getting attacked. There comes Golden with 1, and the op of NK also finds it, which puts it back to 2 players. Oh. That was quick. Jalu's position is known down, and now he needs to rotate out.
Oh, yeah, there he goes. A hit shot. I felt like he could have just avoided the fight against Golden Brian, but he had a better idea. He had the idea of getting the kill and winning the round. All alone right here. 5-6, RCTIC Esports. I said, why not seal the deal this time? And they apparently took it to heart.
Yeah, it's pretty much screw that deal. UX, you can have your own kind of play, because now they're also forced to play a really weird buy, going for some pistols, going for that UMP, and we see RCTIC. They're having a seriously good thing to bring up. 4 AKs, an op, utility. All your dreams come true, and it seems like this match could become really, really close in the end.
Oh, no. So, right now, UX... that with pistols, that as we pointed out many times, they're not as good as the other teams in this group, and I'm not really thinking they can pull it off, so that's going to be 6-6 most probably, especially with that one guy down, especially with Yona available with that AWP. So the grenades are flying in, though actually the T's are walking straight into the stack from the CTs. They're not even looking the right ways. Breg's gonna get 1 kill, then the other guy with the UMP 45 is able to deliver some more damage, but once again they just don't hit their shots with the deagles. And NKY in the meantime gets a double kill with a 5-7, but all the deagle shots are completely missed. Yona 1v1, Nevis just so low, and he's gonna hit the AWP shots. Oh my goodness. 4 HP and you're pulling out the AWP. That made my heart skip a beat, but Yona actually was confident he's gonna make it work even quicker than with a Tech 9.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a weird one. I mean, the world in this game seems to be also a little bit weird, because when we've seen rounds getting won by the team that is pretty much down the drain with the economy, but this one should be easy. RCTIC could just take the lead. Finally, for their own happiness, they could seriously consider to go there out of this half as the winner. It looked like UX could finish this off as soon as possible, but no, full denial, and RCTIC, this one is theirs.
That should definitely be the case, and very rarely do these upsets happen, but Breg is in the middle of nowhere at the moment, as we're looking at him, so he's got no chance of finding a kill at this point, but maybe he can jump out of that window and get a backstab going. Who knows? Now, though, he's the last man standing. Wow, 100% HP on every single player on RCTIC after this round. It just shows you the pure dominance they had. But against the pistols, that's easy, because UX are not so good with the pistols. And once again, a full buy happens, and RCTIC, if they win this, they can be confident. With a 9-6 scoreline after the first half, they will be extremely happy. But already, it looks so much better than in the first match they had against UX.
It must be painful. It must be really painful, though, if you're as you see yourself so much down the drain because RCTIC got already more than a double amount of points from the first game when they played. Bragg hit something with his opto, makes it possible and keeps those guys from UX alive. But some guys are not into this. Back to a 3 versus 3. The grenades is running down on too short. And the rotation from Nevis takes so long. What? Okay.
Not sure what Bragg did right there, but I think he landed a shot through the smoke, or he was standing right above the smoke right there. Anyway, though, it's just down to Yona. And Yona with the AWP, he probably wouldn't be able to bring down Sinks, defusing the bomb inside of the smoke. And in the meantime, he got picked off by Bragg. So he didn't even have that chance.
That is looking now all right for both of the teams, pretty much. I mean, God damn it, RCTIC. Of course, they're getting themselves those AKs in the off. The classic setup. We've seen so many rounds from them. Same goes for UX. They have a double op once more. Didn't really bring them a big advantage so far, but we're going to find out how much they can put it into use just this moment. Oh, those amounts of grenades is just massive, and now it's going to be that A-side take.
Oh, a nice HE. Six is burning down, but actually manages to survive. Oh, there's an easy kill for Tori out there. Just pull the trigger. The enemy runs straight into your crosshair. Tori once again. So just as I'm saying, you never get the chance to say, oh my god, he wasted such an opportunity if we're talking about Tori. But then he kicks off the double kill, gets amazing headshots, we'll have a triple, we'll have a quad, and again, just puts up an amazing show. Bragg is going to be able to bring one guy down out of ammo. What a waste. We could have seen already like 3 aces today, but every single time it just ends at 4 kills.
Poor Tori in this one, but happens. And I mean, this should be without any problem one of RCTIC. Bragg. Botgan Law could work in this one though, as he only has 21 HP, needs to hit his shots and nothing else. Realize where Jalu is. He has a kid, he has a smoke, but the Dream directly getting wrecked by those guys from Finland. 8-7, they're getting into this. And when we take a look once more, it was 6-4. Somewhere in the game, and that looked like UX shouldn't have a problem. If RCTIC can secure themselves this one, they should be able to get this home quite soon.
Yeah, that's a fact. Now, it was UX Gaming that won the knife round. They picked themselves the CT side, and they felt so comfortable on cash, no matter which side it was, actually. Right here, they're struggling. I feel like RCTIC could definitely secure it for themselves, though right now it seems like it's going to be a little bit of a bomb side B rush. Oh, Saga, though, he's getting the second kill. Yalo had a perfect position, he got a double headshot, and Tori, what a position. Of course, nobody's going to check that. With 2 people already shooting at you in the apartments, why would you even expect somebody else to still be on the box? Such a stack in the pistol round. What a read right here from RCTIC.
A really good one. A really, really good one. And we see that the spy is their reward. And at this point, concentrate, seriously focus on this once more, and then you're good to go. Because then you can just take down the Germans, can't advance into the final against Playing Ducks, and see how it will go. Jonah jumping a lot, trying to get information, will not find Sinks. He takes the right angle, probably heard it, sneaks around. Smartly played by the German here. Really, really smart.
No, come on. That seems way too easy.
Yeah, it looked like, yeah.
And KY down to 9 HP. The grenade actually right there from in the middle from Yona completely missed. But then Sinks still did it surprise enough. Yala had the enemy's head sticking out. And KY, as they already said, he was beaten up a little bit earlier. And RCTIC will not have so much problems as there seemed, but there's still a possibility to finish off Sastes, finish off Yona. They're also low on health, and with 3 kills, I think UX will be quite happy.
Indeed, but they're weak. That was even the 100 HP player. That is not good at all. Bragg with no armor though needs to show what he's capable of. Finding that plant will be nearly impossible. He fakes it. Oh, that wobbing! Sass down to 9, but will he be taken down? This is the question. If Bragg will find it, no chance. That was really close, though. It was on the edge of survival.
10-7. Arctic indeed taking the pistol round, building up somewhat of a lead for themselves. And as you said, they might real soon be looking at a victory right here. UX already must be quite pissed at themselves because of how good it's been on cash. But now they have to beat that team once again. And it's not as easy anymore. Breg getting a kill in the middle and also a couple of dinks on towards Yana. He's also down. I don't think we should expect UX to really have a shot of winning this round, but at least deal as much damage as possible. They don't even have these kills close enough, so there's no possibility to pick up the weapons for them. But another dink comes through. Nevis leaves Yellow on only 22 HP. There's a grenade. The first one didn't finish it off, but the second was already sure too. And two people up close. Come on, 1-for-1.
What?
Yellow's down to 3 HP. I feel like right now there's a tiny bit of a possibility to do that.
Yeah, but I mean, take a look at this. They only have P250. So technically speaking, this should never be possible. There we start off. But
better than the Glock.
Yeah, better than the Glock, of course. But the question is, will Golden take this? Because he's playing the main role with the 100 HP. Will he be spotted out? Yes, he will be spotted out. And this should finish it. But never underestimate what could happen right now. Yeah, okay.
He can walk into the fire if he wants to prevent the bomb defuse from happening. And die, yeah. So 11-7, but Arctic hurts their economy a little bit. But then when you still notice that there's 7,000 on Saga, 7,000 on Sastis, I expected it to look worse. You have AWP for Giona, AWP for Breg. This is the round where a lot is going to be decided. Whether Arctic are just going smoothly for that victory or whether UX are refusing to die.
And as we see, UX one less already on the board. 20 seconds into the round, and they also have to say bye-bye to NKY. And when we take a look at the scoreboard, he's doing average work. Golden is really underperforming. And if I remember right, in the past games, he was showing some decent performance, some good frags, and some good calls from his side. But we will see right now how Arctic will come up with this round. If Arctic will be victorious, secure a 5-point lead, and then pretty much bring it home. But we see Saga. He gets taken down from short, if I'm not totally wrong.
Yona keeping the one-man lead there for Arctic Esports, which is very handy for them, with Sinks also being down to 12 HP. Should be fairly easy to always have that upper hand in this round, but Nevis still getting dinked, even though he got that kill, so... Yeah, just take a look at that. With Tori picking off Breg, there's only 22 HP combined on these two people. And they're not even looking the right way. So the bomb is down on the ground. Yona with switching the weapons when Nevis was actually walking through the vent. So both of them finding themselves in pretty uncomfortable situations. But Nevis had the advantage of being able to shoot, at least.
Yeah. There's no... whew, that looked like for a moment that body blocked the full vision of Nevis. Yeah. But here we go. 12-7. UX Gaming on not really a good buy. Because take a look at that. Brack on 2.9. Sings on 4.1. This is not the way it should go right now for the Germans. If Arctic is getting this one, pretty much a safe victory.
Golden Brian opens it up with a P250 kill, and UX, I feel like they're picking up their pistol work in this second half, but still isn't enough to grab the rounds, unfortunately for them.
As you say,
and these rounds are flying by in a blink of an eye, actually. Arctic is just killing them. Another round, pistols. Killing them, another round. Rifles lasted a little bit longer. Once again, pistols. Once again, UX get demolished in a matter of like 20 seconds.
And I just basically don't know how this will go right now for the Germans. If they're just fully exhausted and not into it anymore, if they're just out of ideas pretty much, if they're out of energy, it's possible. I mean, so many games they have played today, so many short games though, so it was not like it was super exhausting. Nevis fully gets denied with the movement, has to stay in the tunnel. And Arctic is playing this out smart and cool. Nothing too crazy, nothing extraordinary, extravagant or something like that. They're just doing their stuff and they were concentrated on their work.
So this could actually be one of the last rounds where UX have anything to say. With not much money overall being on their hands throughout the entirety of the T side, with not much money even left right now, although with the loss bonus we could see some rifles, but we're only considering the bad stuff for them. Hard to actually expect them to finally get around with what we're seeing over and over again here. Sastis, okay, that, yeah, there isn't even a possibility for Nevis to get that kill. But Sinks secures it for himself, and they got complete control of the highway, short areas. They've got one guy in the connector. There's a possibility to cut off some CTs like that. Max Spam dies, and Yona is left with only an AWP. Do they know that he jumped out? Now they do.
Oh no, and now he's only getting lagged. Yes. If he takes down the Opera, if he takes down Breck as he has the kid, he takes it. Now it's just time for the run. No. He's not getting spotted. Oh god. There we go. Oh, so close right now. Somehow, UX Gaming secure the 8th on the board. The Germans are back at it, but RCTIC should be able to get some kind of buy, even if it's UMPs. Let's take a look what will happen right here. Ah, okay, smart decision. Smart decision there. Guys from Finland are deciding to not play too crazy. Keep some money for the next one.
Alright, so now UX actually get themselves going finally. RCTIC are getting picked off one by one, very quickly, very smoothly, with not much health being lost on the side of the Germans.
And as we see, RCTIC try just some boost. They just want to get some frags out of this, and all they will find is probably, yeah, I think actually nothing. I can't imagine that those guys from UX are going for a massive hunt in their economic situation they're into. But the next one should be successful enough for RCTIC. The next one should allow them to get more and more money. I see it happening. I definitely see it happening right now for RCTIC, to see them into the final against Playing Ducks.
Okay. 4 rounds difference, and RCTIC with just enough money definitely to go for a full buy right here. They're gonna... Actually, are they gonna hold on to the scout?
Let me see. Yeah. They don't do double ops, so this is pretty much the reason why they're doing this. And I think Saga can also save a lot of money. Yeah, Saga can save a lot of money. Jallo needs to think... This is where it could get problematic, right? Oh, no. Too aggressive. This won't be rewarding for him. No, this is so expected, and for some reason RCTIC goes for it. I mean, they could have just had the possibility to say, yeah, how about we're just play it safe? But no, they deny it for themselves, and this is so unnecessary. Brad comes in only onto max spam.
Oh. Tori, he's sometimes got these amazing situations where he might be looking for another quad kill right here, but I don't feel like this is one of the rounds. Round number 10 for UX Gaming. Today seems to have a lot closer matches sometimes than yesterday, but Max Spam with another kill at least. Golden Brian is down to 6 HP. He tries to go for a ninja defuse, but yeah, he looks straight into the eye of Breg, and
yeah,
that looks a little scary.
It looked a little bit scary, but what I didn't understand was an unnecessary aggression that was there from Jallo onto a ramp. Why would you do this? For what technical reason would you decide to say, yeah, I play it aggressively, yeah, I try to find any kind of frags? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. When you can play it out safe, why would you go for aggro? And ironically, once more, RCTIC are doing great work with the Deagle. Saga finds one onto Sinks. Takes a lot of damage though, and that's just pretty much decor. That's just pretty much a little bit of design, you could say. It's just aesthetics. You find a frag, it looks nice on the board, but I can hardly imagine UX will give this away.
Arctic, can you actually pull something surprising off again with these pistols? Do we get to see some impressive headshots anymore from the Deagles? I mentioned already one time, they just had to close it out, and they actually did. Now, once again, seems to be that kind of a chance. 1-for-1, Saga very low in health, Sastis already gone, Yona already low in health, so no, that's not happening.
Nope, that is not happening. And
that.
I mean, Max Spam comes in from behind. Max Spam has the Max Spam gun, the 5.7 with 20 shots, but no, I fully agree with you. This will not happen. This will be UX on the 11th, and it's time for Arctic to get their stuff together and to finally say, okay, it's time to finish off the Germans. Let's make something out of this. And I think that is so necessary that there might be a tactical break after this one.
Oh, there definitely is a possibility of that happening. And just wondering if Arctic, when they get that full buy going, they can smoothly sail to get the 16th round for themselves. Because that's what they need now. Because if they don't go for the victory right now, I feel like UX will turn it all around. They will grab that opportunity because they might, as we already mentioned, they must be already pissed by how far it's gone, how Arctic already have the 13 rounds, how they're already looking for the victory, with the realization that they've already beaten them so one-sidedly. And when they're still in shock, there's a possibility for Arctic to just continue that. But when UX actually get in contact, when they get close in these rounds, I feel like they will be revitalized and they will be the ones to take it. Yona, wow, he survived that. So unlucky. NKY doesn't even know where to look. That's going to be Tori once again stepping up. And they know about the AWPer in the Palace. Now that's a good decision from Tori to not peek. Because they would be giving up a kill for free, and when he's holding onto the AWP, he's only got one guy who can be taking control of this bomb site. He cannot do much. So it's all down to Nevis.
Exactly. Position known from Brack. There's not much he can do. The question is the peak really necessary onto the Arctic site? Yes, it is, as they're finding that. Only Nevis will come through. He finds that one, but it's taken down to 70. I don't see it as an impossible task. AWP is missing. Jonah down to 21.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he's already down to very low HP from the very first seconds of this round. Is it going to get planted? Not really. He doesn't go for the plant. I'm wondering if it's a right decision. Down 21 HP or all alone. 1v1. That's going to be such a clutch situation. It's going to decide a lot in the course of this map.
This is so close. And this is so especially close because Jonah has no advanced pistol and Jonah has no kit. So he has to react quick. He has to find something in this. Because when we take a look at that CT money, it's just non-existent. Be the hero or be the guy who dies. Because UX can get through this. He makes his way. And now the denial will set in instantly. Take a look at this.
Oh, man. This is not how it should go for our esports in this round. No point in killing him a little bit too early, because if you make a mistake, he might turn around and still kill you off. Take it slow, take it safe. Arctic, they are running out of their lifeline, in my opinion, at the moment.
Yes. They pretty much experience, and they just try to experiment what are our borders right now, and they're pretty much at it at this point. UX has so much money, UX has so much to work with, and that just brings those guys from Finland in a very desperate situation. They're so close to get into the deciding match who will go to the LAN final in Hamburg. And right now they're struggling badly to get anything out of it. Max Spam goes aggressively, and this is no reward. This is not how you can do it. Still, you have the pistols, of course, but why not hold a close angle near to the balcony? Why not hold a close angle near to the apartments? Doesn't make sense entirely, and this is how you get rewarded. You more likely get punished. And now UX, they prepare for that take.
Oh, come on. This is tough to watch. Starting to get tough to watch with Arctic having such a big lead, with them building up the new hope, with them upsetting UX completely, with nobody really expecting that after seeing the previous match, but the German team says, no, it's not going to be like that. And especially with the first half going so heavily in favor of Arctic, it was UX who won the knife round. So they themselves expected CT side possibly to go better for them.
Yeah, they probably expected that, but Jalu, it's Junior Alu himself who needs to do some work, but pretty much has no chance. Stands there in kitchen, tries to find something with that deagle, gets a little bit onto Nevis, puts him down by 59, but this is everything he's getting from him.
Okay, so we will be looking at a pause. Now it's going to be the tactical pause that we were thinking about from Arctic Esports. It was supposed to happen 2 rounds ago. They're going to go for it a little bit later, but there still is a possibility. It is a full buy coming, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's true. And it's 13-13 after all, so they're not behind. They don't have to come back or anything. It's not so far from victory. Just 3 more rounds.
What is more likely concerning right now is whatever happens in the next, even if Arctic gets the next one, UX has so much money. The Germans can work with every single dollar so badly. I mean, you have 14k on Brack, you have 11k onto Golden, 9k onto Nevis, 7 onto NK. Only Sings lags behind a little, but so much they can get into. So much money they can use.
No, that easy kill for Max Spam, and when he gets going, he goes in hard. That's all the multi-kills that he gets right there. If I remember correctly, that was a quad kill for him even. Overall in that round. And it was such a clutch round to get the lead after the first half and running out of ammo at the last situation. 4 ammo in the mag. They just planted the bomb. There was so much time. There was no point to stress it out so much, and I'm so disappointed not to see an ace finally.
Up, and that ace finally is not maybe one of the dreams that will come true, but will mostly come true, is UX recovering from it. Match is still paused, because as we see, they take a tack break here, as Sastis needs to talk about this. There needs to be something done right now from the Finnish side, and here they are. They're ready. After around 60 seconds, they talked about all the legitimate options. UX needs one more second to go for it, and then we're seeing round number 27, where it all could be decided. If Arctic gets taken down, this game is pretty much over. If UX is getting taken down, there's still a lot of guns and a lot of utility they can bring into this.
Yeah, that's the fact. That's very much true, that UX will probably have another shot at still turning it all around. And I feel like it's been the story of this map. In the first half, in the second, not so much, because Arctic first built up a little bit of a lead and then UX started turning around. But it's all about that seesaw. Sometimes it's Arctic getting some rounds and making us hope in them. Sometimes it's UX completely destroying these doubts in our head that they are actually the ones leading the charge. They are, once again, the ones to plant the bomb. They are the ones to have the one-man lead, and the CTs are slightly cut off. With Jonas still holding onto the AWP, we might be seeing the same kind of clutch situation that he lost a while ago, where retaking with the off 1v1 is not such a good idea.
It's just crazy how Arctic gets taken down so massively, and especially how UX Gaming have won 6 consecutive rounds in a row, and this will be their 7th. They're on a streak, they're strong, and they're about to take this home. After this one, only 2 more, and the Finns can't come up with any idea. That is so sad and so concerning at the same time.
Now, UX Gaming have a certain person called Greg, who's got an AWP, a Molotov, a smoke, 2 flashbangs, Tech 9, Kevlar with helmet, and $16,000. That just shows you how long UX this far have been laying down the law on the T side.
Yeah. And even if they lose this one once more, they kept all the money they were looking for. If Arctic loses this one, though, it's pretty much the bye-bye situation. The approach on the B-side is happening. Sings realizes where he finds Saga, but Max Spam stands perfectly onto short. Is Arctic bringing this back right now? Is it happening that Nevis will have no chance in this one? He gets one. Okay, could be maybe that possibility.
I don't really think that's going to be so easy for them. But they have some grenades on Golden Brian, so Nevis is definitely going to get a little bit of support, except he walks straight into the crosshair of an AWP player, and it's not so easy to avoid it. 14-14, and we thought that if UX win that round number 27, everything's going to be over. But RCTIC somehow scraped their money together to get another round before dying out going. And they're back in it. They're back in the fight.
As we see right now, this is UX Gaming with the big chance once more to get onto at least a match point. And they should be able to get this match point, because otherwise it's just worthless to go for anything else. Let's see if that will happen. Let's see if the Germans can make anything done. Things get Satis, and that A side looks well controlled so far. It is just about Jalu, who could change this all up.
Well, UX, if they win this round now, it will be completely breaking for RCTIC, but who says that RCTIC have to lose it? Great clutch kill right here. That's going to break down the formation of UX game. They prepared for this round. They had a nice plan. They had a smoke. They had everything set in place. But Jona's going to lose his life. The AWP is gone. Yalu's already got spotted out. And that's Nevis with a double. Nevis, he's not a guy I would have trusted so much in. But in the previous round, he's already done quite a good job. And once again, keeps impressing. Saga and Max Pam, 2v4.
He keeps impressing us quite well. I mean, he put up the 2K, found some good frags around to connector, rotates over into jungle in a second. And the question is, how aware are the Finns? What will the Scandinavians do about it? Bragg finds already Sarga, and that seems to be it. That seems to be just that 15-14. And the money on RCTIC is horrible, as we see right now. 3.7, 4.3, 2.9. You can't afford a lot out of this.
No, for sure not. I know it lets me down a tiny bit, but I mean, RCTIC, they've already used their third chance quite well. Getting 14 rounds in here is amazing after that one-sided match that we saw just a couple hours ago. But then on the other hand, maybe, just maybe, we'll get to see that overtime.
Yeah, maybe we're going to see that overtime.
Well, AWP and Break, though, reassures us that it's going to be quite solid for UX Gaming. You've got Nevis still alive. He's completely blinded by the flashbang with the CT rushing down the underpass, yet he still didn't get killed. He only lost a tiny bit of HP.
And I mean, 60 seconds and no player taken down. It is so evened out in such an important round. Look how... Oh, no. This could be just a clash in a matter of seconds. And this clash won't end well for one of the teams. This will be a total takedown of the Finns or of the other ones. But there's NKY, and he takes down two. Exactly what UX needs. Jonah needs to find so much with that UMP. How much will they check this? He finds one. No, he's not even finding anyone. Damage. And this is pretty much the nail in the coffin.
Good damage. That leaves both of them so easy to finish off. But had that been a double kill, RK would have had a chance. Now with Yellow playing with a scout, and they have to retake this bomb site with no grenades, just a single smoke, no defuse kit. We can already say GG. And there we go.
There we go. Horrific. Extremely horrific, extremely sad right now for those guys from Finland. They were so close in getting this. But in the end, it wasn't enough. It was not possible to take it home. And this means we're seeing Playing Ducks versus the Germans of UX. And I have one feeling. You know, this was a long match, right? This was a very long match. And this long match was going extremely hard for those guys from Germany against a team they have beaten 16-3 on cash, right? They must... I only see them being fully exhausted in the next one. If they had to put up such a major effort, on what kind of state are you right now?
So that's 4 matches. No, that's 5 matches in a row for UX. In
Then
fact,
upcoming,
5.
yeah,
The
it's too
fifth be a
much.
one, with the previous being so exhausting as you say, but then I've got a little bit of a counter just to I don't know, brag a little bit or have fun. We just saw Arctic getting demolished by UX, and now they got so close, and maybe UX that got demolished by Playing Ducks will have a chance against Playing Ducks in mid this match, and
I
maybe it's
see
gonna be
that
a bit closer.
pattern. No, I don't see
But
that. To be
but
honest.
yeah, I think what you said is much more valid right here. It's probably gonna be UX already out of energy completely, with Playing Ducks not allowing them to play in cash for sure. They're running out of options.
I mean, 16-5 against UX, and when we take a look right now, all of them performed so well on Overpass. They won't play Overpass. They probably won't go for cash. Mirage is quite possible, I would say, because they saw how much they struggle on it. Definitely not Overpass. Okay, definitely not cash. Okay. I don't know. I don't know actually what we'll see. I can imagine when we take a special look at Playing Ducks that we might see Inferno. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not the magician behind this, so it will be exciting to see.
All right, so let's just take a look at some of the replays from that previous match. It was quite long, 16-14. We had some insane situations. We nearly had an ace, though not quite so. Let's once again take a look at that. Just the beginning of the map right there. Already getting some real close situations. Already Arctic looking real good with the pistols out there, but just barely right here. Sinks will be shoulder baited, will be running around that pillar a lot, but when he finally gets the kill, he's just had 6 seconds and he needed 5 to defuse that bomb, so just barely pulls it off, but does it. Now Yona with an amazing shot with the AWP, caught a glimpse possibly of that guy when he was jumping up first, and then he picked his hat off pretty much right there. That was the last millisecond at which he could have actually shot.
Yeah, so that will be a very, very interesting next one. I am so much into my thoughts right now about the map. I'm so much, what will it be? Because all we've seen the entire day was Cash, Overpass, Mirage, Inferno, and I think that was all, right? Did I miss something?
Yeah, but then what do you expect? We've seen 5 matches, and you actually said 4 maps. So that's still quite big. Sometimes, like in tournaments that I remember from back in the days, it would be Dust and Mirage played all the time.
Yeah.
So you could see like 8 matches in one day, and it would be Mirage and Cash or Dust and Mirage all the time.
I'm missing Dust, by the way. I'm missing that so badly. But no, I think I love it. But that's another thing. I see Inferno or Mirage. I see Mirage just once more because this map seems to be very promising for both of the teams. Playing Ducks played a lot. Those guys from Germany might not go for it. So I think this is maybe out of exhaustion and out of not playing it a third time today that they will decide to go for another map than Mirage.
Okay, so hopefully we'll just find out as quickly as possible, so you're not gonna pull your hair out of your head thinking about what we could see right here by these two teams. And I'm also quite interested in that. I would definitely like to know already what map we're gonna get to play. UX, we know that probably Playing Ducks are gonna ban them out, while on the other hand, UX might already be going insane after that close match they had against Arctic, and after playing so many matches already today, and they might just allow it to be Overpass again.
No, 100% no. They won't go into a suicidal mission, except this will be so in this kind of way. But if they will be in that kind of adapting way, but I don't know honestly. So that would be my prediction for not Overpass, for not Inferno, and for not Cash. I don't see those 3 maps coming in.
Uh-huh. Maybe a cobble, I don't know, but I feel like Breg against playing Ducks was
Oh,
completely useless. So I don't know, without a valid AWPer for UX is not gonna be a good trip on that cobblestone.
I would love Cobblestone to see. Cobble would be really cool. I would definitely love to see that one. But anyway, one thing we can definitely mention is that there is a great giveaway here at ELC. It is the great pins you can win. So if you want to know more about that, as usual, type exclamation mark giveaway in the chat, and you'll know what you can do with those great Betty coins that you'll see quite often in the chat. I mean, a lot of people are gambling with them as well.
Yeah, I just lost 1,300 during the previous game. So it's cool.
That's cool. I mean, great. Well done. That is something you should like not do. Lose so many baddies, but it's only baddies pretty much. But what you can do with the baddies though is buy tickets for that giveaway. So it's not so smart. But let's take a look at the groups right now.
The groups that we've got right here. Group A already ending with eSub being triumphant right at the top. Right here, playing Ducks. As expected, they would be in the final, but Arctic have dropped off a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, unexpectedly. Yesterday, we definitely would not have thought that one of the teams is going to be disqualified from the competition, but Pogstars are out. And then in Group C tomorrow, we're going to get to see FTW with... Wise Wizards Academy right now. The name has changed from Wise Wizards to Wise Wizards Academy. Zoctai and Gameplay DNA. And the last group, Group D, is going to be Venko Gaming, Hamas, Existence, and Planet Key. And definitely that's going to be one hell of an interesting group, but unfortunately I won't get to cast that, so I'm a little bit disappointed.